Police officers in the northeastern state of Assam ensure everyone abides by the lockdown. But as restrictions continue to be enforced for most people to limit the spread of the coronavirus, after being locked up, some prisoners are enjoying their release. 10-year-old SAHANARA was just 15 days old when her mother BEGUM was declared an illegal foreigner from neighbouring Bangladesh and sent to a detention centre. SAHANARA went with her.
I'm happy now. Once I go home, I'll meet my brother, sisters and father. I only saw them once in an interview.
SAHANARA and her mother are two of at least 60 people who've been released from detention centres for undocumented migrants in Assam after a Supreme Court order to reduce overcrowding in prisons during the coronavirus outbreak. Hundreds of others like them remain imprisoned. Lawyers say many of them were wrongfully detained and couldn't prove their citizenship because of issues such as discrepancies in the spelling of their name in different documents.
All of these are small spelling mistakes, small errors that the tribunal doesn't believe anymore. The members don't take them as mistakes. Many who are declared foreigners are actually not foreigners. They're all Indian citizens, but because of these minor errors, they're now suffering.
In Nagaon district, the HAQUE family are happy to have AZIZUL back after he spent 3 years in Tezpur detention centre.
There were 60 to 65 people living in a room in the detention camp. When I first got there were around 150 to 350 people living in a room there. It was about 100 square metres.
42-year-old HAQUE, like many others, didn't have all the papers to prove his citizenship, even though he was born in India.
In many instances, people are facing detention and deportation largely because they do not have documents to show that their parents or even their grandparents were Indian citizens.
Last year, nearly 2 million of the state's 35 million population were left off a national register of citizens, a government campaign to check illegal immigration from neighbouring Bangladesh. While their legal status is in limbo, the government started building detention centres. Plans for a nationwide register of citizens provoked protests, as did the Citizenship Amendment Act, which fast-tracks citizenship to minorities from neighbouring countries, but excludes Muslims. India's lockdown ended months of protests and also began the release of some prisoners. But rights groups say only 5 people declared illegal migrants in the past 7 years have been deported. Activists are asking the government to uphold international law, which says detention must end when there's little or no prospect of deportation. Elizabeth Puranam, Al Jazeera, New Delhi.